My name's Jessica Wicks, and I work on the U.S. marketing team, and I realize I'm preventing you all from getting the heck out of here. So bear with me, but a lot to cover in a short amount of time on taking risks and a recent experience that I just had. So last month, I attempted my first 100-mile ultra marathon, the Palisades 100-mile ultra, which was about 45 minutes southwest of Jackson Hole. This was a just beyond my reach goal, stretch goal. I totally had no idea if I'd be able to accomplish this. I had only started running probably a little over 3 years ago, and I ran my first and only other ultra marathon last year, 100K, which is just over 60 miles. When I started training for this race, my friends and family and colleagues were like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I told them, I really wasn't concerned about the distance. I felt like I had the 100K confidence underneath my belt, but I was terrified of some other obstacles I would be facing on race day. Some of those included a 36-hour time limit. Others, I was running at elevation, so at 6,000, 9,500 feet of elevation, and I would be tackling about 40,000 feet in elevation change, so a lot of up and down. That was probably one of the scariest things, along with bears. I was terrified of being gobbled up by a bear on the trail, particularly at night when I would be running. So I really had two purposes for this race. One, I was running for me and trying to achieve the Just Beyond Your Reach goal, and the other, I was running for Taylor Kuhn, who's our friend and colleague that some may or may not know has MS. Taylor battles MS symptoms every single day, and I wanted to raise money on her behalf for the National MS Society. So, race day, what ended up happening? Well, I failed. I didn't achieve my goal in crossing the finish line. 14 of 30 runners didn't make it. I made it about 41 miles. I was hugely disappointed in myself, devastated. Couldn't really process it right away, but really more than anything, I was worried about what I was going to tell all my friends and families and teammates, what I was going to tell them about not being able to finish. So that was a struggle for me to kind of get over my ego there. But then secondly, I also didn't achieve the fundraising goal. Taylor and I, when we first talked about, when I asked her if I could fundraise on her behalf, we contemplated maybe just setting the bar at $1,000. And we were like, screw it, let's shoot for the stars, or whatever you want to call it, and go for $10,000. So we ended up raising $5,861 plus potential matches from the 26 Medtronic friends and colleagues that donated. So that number is probably pretty close to $10,000. So it's kind of a reflection of, if we would have set the $1,000 goal, we definitely in our books exceeded that. So my hope for kind of telling my quick story here is to maybe provide some comfort in knowing that failure is okay. You can learn a lot from failure. I don't think I really understood what that meant until I didn't cross the finish line that day. Another thing, when Victor came by my desk a couple weeks ago asking me to do this talk, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I am very nervous standing up here, and public speaking is a huge fear of mine. So as he was asking me to do this talk, in my head I was like, abort, get away from me, I do not want to do this, no. But before I knew it, the first words that came out of my mouth were, sure, let's do it, this sounds great. So I got a plan together, I practiced a lot for this talk today. I'm sure I missed a few points along the way and trying to hurry up and get y'all out of here, but in any case, I just want you to remember that, take risks, set just beyond your reach goals, don't be scared of failure, You'll learn and grow a lot. Succeeding is great, but if you're always succeeding and you're never missing, then you're probably not pushing the limits, and you probably have no idea how far you could actually go.